Hi loves! So in this video today I'm showing you these geometric nails I did on myself last night. So I did think that I'd recorded me removing my old set with my e-file, but I didn't. I have serious issues with pressing record at the minute, like seriously. So here I've just removed previous design and I have come in and etched my natural nail with a 180 grit file and pushed my cuticles back. I've just added my dehydrator and then there I've just gone in with my primer. So I'm just showing you there while I was trying to. You need to wait until that primer's dried before you go in with your application. Because see there, how this is acid primer, it's gone chalky there on the natural nail. That means it's ready, you can go. So I'm using my Love by CJP brush in this video and I'm just adding a clear base, just so I've got something to file back to. And I mean, I know you can still see the old colours on there on some of the nails, but with the darker colours it's obviously harder to get them off. Now, don't go too wet with this bead, just make sure it's a small bead because you want it thin, you don't want to create too much bulk in that cuticle area where you don't want any. And I know my nails are a state, don't judge me, but I'm here to look after everyone else's nails. My own don't get catered into that, I'm afraid. Naughty girl, I know, but you know, I haven't got the patience to sit and soak mine off, so whatevs. So obviously in this design it's black and white chevrons, so there's a lot of to-in and fro-in, and it's basically the same thing on every nail. Yeah, so on one nail I've started with the white chevron, the next the black chevron, the ring finger the white, and the pinky the black. So I'm using CJP Snow White and my Ultra Adhesive Monomer. So whatever design you're doing, whether you're working wet or you're building a nail or you're doing geometric or anything, you always want to make sure you tuck it and get that cuticle area as flush as you can get it first. I mean, I'm not saying my way is the actual way. This is how you do nails, damn. It's just how I do it, and you know, this works for me, so. Just going in with another bead, just because I wanted to get that apex in there as well. So I'm just brushing it forward, and then I'll go back in, clean my sides up with the brush. And I do keep going out of shot because I keep turning my hand around to have a look to make sure that that point of that chevron is central from my view as well. So on the middle finger I'm starting with Black Magic. I do actually change position slightly of my camera in a bit as well, because it was really awkward where I was really leaning forward. I don't know why, but it took me ages to just move the camera. I mean, who knew? So basically you place your bead on, tuck it into the cuticle and drag it down into the rough shape that you want it to be. Once it starts to polymerise and starts setting, you can then start pushing and creating the shape that you want it to be at the end. I do come in with a file afterwards to sharpen up the edges before I go in with the next colour anyway. So again, place the bead on, tuck it into the cuticle area, and then I'll start pushing the sides in and patting it down from the top to start bringing it down. And then just tucking in with the sides of my brush there. You want a decent enough wall there to be able to get your file in and sharpen it off. Because once it's sharp and you've butt your next colour up to it, you know, you're good to go. You're not going to get no shadowing, or you're not going to get no bits that are not not high enough. You want to make sure that wall is the same height all the way around the shape. And obviously putting white next to black and black next to white is not very forgiving, so I really wanted to make sure that these were as crisp as I could get them. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're as near as I could get them myself. So what I've done through the whole set is I did a chevron at a time on each finger, and then by the time I'd done the last one, the first one was pretty much dry, so then I'd go in and file them, and then go in with my next colour, alternate it down, and then go back, file, and so on. My pinky I really struggle with getting a decent shape and anything because it is so small, it's ridiculous, like, yeah. Oh, I think he's cut out me filing that one. But yeah, I just literally went in with the new 150 grit file and just made sure those sides were nice and crisp. You want to make sure you hold the file dead flat against that wall that you've built there. So added my second colour on, pushed it down right up into those wings, into the corners there, and then made my V shape again. Just placing a small wet bead over that join line just to make sure that there's no gaps at all. How's everyone doing with the Easter holidays and the kids being off? Are you all keeping strong? I'm still strong. I'm flagging a little bit towards the end of this weekend, but I'm good. I'm still going strong. I hope you're all doing well. Just hang in there. Only a little bit longer. So when you're using these black and white, I think they can be a couple of the trickiest colours to work with. They're so pigmented. You really want to be wiping your brush off all the time. So always wiping off, dipping back into fresh monomer, wiping your brush off, coming back into the bead, etc. You don't want to be dirtying your monomer because, especially with a set like this, you'd be changing your monomer every 10 seconds. And it just get annoying, so just always be cleaning your brush. See there, I've got like kind of a black smear over the top of that white chevron. Doesn't matter, we're going to come in and file over the top of them anyway, because they're both core powders. We don't need to cap, so I'm just literally, once I've done my application, I just literally file and then I'm good to go. I don't need to cap or anything like that. So on this section I decided to do both the black chevrons first and then do the white chevrons. I think I was just trying to mix it up a bit. So here my bead wasn't big enough to push right down into both of those wings with the same bead. So because I was adding another bead, I added it was fairly wet so that I could blend it into that first one, because I didn't want to get any shadowing on that chevron there, which can happen with white because it's quite a, I don't know, almost feel like a chalky texture when you're filing white acrylic. So yeah, I'm using my friend Rosa again to lean on. And all the time, especially because I was doing my own, but I do it with a client as well, check your angles, check that you've tucked that colour right up into the cuticle, check that your wall is high enough the whole way round the shape that you're working on. Because if it's not, it will just look odd when you file it. You'll have to file more off one side than the other, and then your structure won't be right. So try and work as evenly as you can. It's a lot easier to do it on a client than yourself, trust me. I know a couple of you said you do want a dedicated filing video, which is absolutely fine. I have just done something. I don't know what it is. I am going to record a filing video for you next week, so I'll get that done, and I'll try and include a couple of shapes, a couple of different shapes in there. What's everyone's thoughts? What do they struggle with the most? So just let me know, and I will try my best to accommodate you. So here I am, filing this one and this one. See, I realised I was trying to file so that I could get it in shot, but I actually couldn't file it as crisp as I wanted with it down like that, so I had to lift my hand and turn it towards me to do it, so that's why you couldn't see me. But same principles, just keeping your file dead flat against that wall. So I'm going in my second but last colour now. I actually can't believe I did a set of nails without glitter as well. I'm kind of horrified, but I'm kind of like, oh, you mixing it up. So yeah, again, didn't have a bead big enough to cover the whole chevron, so I went in with a wetter one. So there you can see I've filed the other two chevrons. I've got them as crisp as I can get them. And in the end, with my pinky, where I went in filing it, I wanted to see if I got my chevron right, so I filed it quite flat on the top, and I had to end up capping the pinky and clear after I'd filed, because it didn't have any structure in it. So I just added one bead at the cuticle area. But you know, especially if there's any beginners or early starters watching, see how many times I'm lifting my finger away to check this. I would be doing this on a client as well, so always lifting, checking up every angle and everything to make sure that you've got enough product on, your structure's correct, etc. So yeah, I'm so sorry. I feel like I haven't shut up talking. Sorry about that. But you know, me personally, I much prefer to watch a tutorial or any video with a voiceover on it. Yeah, I much prefer that. So I don't know if you guys much prefer not a voiceover, or to just listen to music, or you know, let me know. But I am quite out of breath now, so I'm just going to let you continue watch this bit, and I'll be back. Can you see that? How flat that pinky is? It literally makes me cringe looking at it. It's so horrible. It's like, oh, I have a spade nail. I hate it so much. Yeah, I was going to try and style it out and get away with it just because it's mine, but I just kept looking at it thinking I just can't even. Like, I just can't. It's making me cringe so bad. So I don't show you the whole filing routine because obviously the video was long, so whenever I do a geometric design, I always come in with my e-file bit to remove most of that bulk first. Usually I only ever hand file fresh acrylic, but whenever I've done geometric I always go in with my e-file first. And you know, I would show you, but I'm clearly out of shot, sorry about that. I was losing the will to live at this point though, to be fair, like the chevrons were making my eyeballs go funny. Yeah. So, you know when you start doing your own nails and you're halfway through and you think, why did I do this? This, however, is the most satisfying. Most scary because you don't know if it's going to be alright, and the most satisfying because when it does turn out okay, you think, hell yeah! So yeah, just removing that bulk, and then I shape them up, do my sidewalls, cuticle area, and then I'll add that crystal glass bead onto the pinky just to give it a bit of structure. Oh, I did record it. I was lying. Sorry. I love how clean and tidy my desk looks from out of shot of that camera. It's literally like a bomb site. I'm so messy when I work, it's horrific. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Just top coating. Coming in with my tack-free top gloss. I did a black and white geometric set before, my friend, and I loved them because they were my first geometric set, but I'd done them in matte and it just didn't do it for me. I'm all about the shine. So I bought these little tiny studs from Born Pretty store, and they literally made me want to cry because they're so small, and I realised they just kept getting stuck in the waxy bit of my picker upper, so I just flipped it round and picked them up with the metal end. Just sort of, because it's got a little hole in it, I just sort of stabbed it into the top of the stud and stuck it on there like that, and I was like, yes, it works. I did think these studs were going to be bigger, so when they came we did have a little laugh at them, bless them, but yeah. I did think to myself, oh, shall I do them on all of them, but I thought, I'm not covering up all them dumb chevrons that I have just made, so and like I said, I'm losing the will to live at this point, so I just thought I'll just add them to one. I wonder if I'll have a matching set of nails on ever again in my life. So I'm going to leave you here just to watch. I'm sure I've bored you all enough as it is. Sorry about that. And yeah, if you enjoyed, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, please do. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.